So then we need to choose sharing, and so we start the first. So the first slide here. Do you see the slide? Yes? I didn't get it.
Ma'am, actually. No, ma'am, actually, it's buffering.
No. I see. Takes some time. What about now?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
So I'll try to do it one more time.
Yes, ma'am, we can see now.
Yes, ma'am, we can see.
What about now? Do you see the presentation?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So as you see today, we are going to speak about working in general practice. And this is unit 2 of the book, which we use in our course Medicine 1. And first of all, I would like to make some comments on the homework that you've done for this class. As you remember, the task was to work with the online course on FutureLearn.platform, which is called English for Healthcare. And there was a link to this course, and everyone has done this, so it's good. But I need to make some comments to make our results of the work better, or to feel more comfortable with them. Because you've sent me the screenshots, as I asked, of the first week, that week 1 is completed. And I would like to comment on some screenshots, which are given here on this slide. As you see, they can be done in different ways, like, for example, the picture which is taken from the screen of the computer, it's okay, or it can be the screenshot from the mobile phone, from like is given to the right. But what I don't like in these screenshots is the following. I don't like that I don't see the name, the first letters of the names in the right upper corner of the screen. So I mean, for example, on this screenshot, there is I see that here's the place where I could see the letters of the name of the student, but so they are not shown on the screenshot the same way on the photo from the computer screen. It's okay that you have given the name, so the students just show their names so that I can recognize whose screenshot is this. But I need one more proof that this is yours. So, and if we move to the next slide, so here, this is the correct way, way to present the screenshot. Here, AS. So in this corner of the screenshot, you can see the first letter of the student's name, and additionally, the student's name is given here above the screenshot. Do you see?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and here's also another way of doing this, the correct way to present the screenshot. So week 1 is completed, and 2 letters, don't know why, Musharif Ahmed. So this is also possible. I mean, just to place the name here, so on the screenshot. I mean that this is very easy to understand, because this is the common sense logic. I mean, if you send the screenshot, I should be sure that this is yours, not the same picture from the other student. That this is the proof that you have done this, you have completed this week yourself. Well, do you have any questions about this? No
No,
question.
ma'am.
Okay,
No, ma'am.
I see. And now let us move to our culture projects. So you remember that there were 3 groups and 3 topics. The first was body language in your culture, then culture project 2, patient-centered approach in history taking, and culture project 3, Calgary Cambridge method. And before we start listening to your projects, and I would like you to focus on some information which is given here on the next slide. And this is about criteria for evaluating group presentations. As you see, there are several aspects which I'm going to evaluate, and you can do it together with me, because at the end of the presentation, each presentation, I would like you to say some words, how you like it or not, and what are the reasons. And here are the criteria. As you see the content, you should ask yourself, is the presentation informative and interesting? Then there is organization. Is the material organized logically? The next criteria is delivery. Are the speakers talking about the slides rather than simply reading them to the audience from the slides? Then the next is about visuals. Do the visuals help illustrate the important points? Do visuals use keywords or graphs instead of sentences? And the impact of the presentation. Was there a clear thesis or point to the presentation? So do you understand this?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
As far as I remember, well, I don't remember. Yes, I mean that you didn't send me any presentations before the class, right?
ma'am, actually, we thought that
Yes,
we have to
ma'am.
present it and then we have to send it. We have the PPTs, but we thought that today we
Yes,
will
ma'am.
present the PPT in front of you, and after the class we will send you.
So are you ready to speak now to present the presentation?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So I need, this is a kind of technical problem. So Ambaram has already sent me the presentation, but as far as I remember, there is another way of doing this. Like we can, we can share the screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, so I'll try to do this. Just a minute. No, I don't see it. Mhm. Mhm. Maybe we can do like this. You sent me the paper, the presentations, and so I can download them to my computer, but I can see only one, which is called Calgary-Cambridge method. So shall we start with this presentation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And please send me other two presentations too, so I can download them, and then we can see everything from my computer. Okay. Okay. So there is another one, which is called just English. Let it be English. And one more, which is called presentation one. Mhm. Samhita.
Yes, ma'am.
I see. So here are the names of the students who were working on this presentation. Okay, and we decided to start with this one. So English in medicine. Okay. Is the opening now?
Culture project one is of our group, our subgroup. Can I share the screen?
So, mhm.
No, ma'am, not this one.
Not this.
The presentation one that I send you now. This is of other group.
So,
Like my body language and
Okay,
gestures,
they
ma'am.
can
That.
continue.
which presentation do you mean?
First, ma'am, culture project one, ma'am. That body language and gestures. Ma'am.
Body language. Let me see. What's the name of presentation about body language? What is it called?
That presentation one.
Presentation one.
Mm.
Okay. Presentation one. Here it is. Mhm. Okay, here are the names of the students. Prakriti Pandeu, Nishada Frin, Prerna Mugam, Badris Varam, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, start please.
Okay, ma'am. So I will start myself, Prerna Mugam. So, ma'am, I would like to talk about the importance of body language in culture. As we know that body language makes a largest part of non-verbal communication because it conveys more and large part of information from physical behavior. For example, we have eye contact and we use gestures as well as facial expressions. And in different cultures, we have different types of gestures. For example, shaking hands. In some cultures, shaking hand is meant as a greeting part, and other gestures, for example, hand gestures. In Philippines, the gesture we call to come forward for using our forefinger, which is very wrong. It can get us arrested because in Philippines it is considered as calling a dog, but in other areas it is said that we call someone to come forward us. And also body language depends on culture we belong, as well as body language can identify our emotional status as well as our lifestyle. And also non-verbal behavior can allow people to be at ease, and they can build trust on us, and they can have connection with us. Other culture gesture, here it is written the V sign. In some areas, the V sign explains victory, but in some places it says peace. And in India, hugging is not considered as it is considered in other areas. So, ma'am, Nishat will continue from here.
Yes, ma'am. I will continue with like in India gestures in our culture. Like in India, usually the in India gesture reflect the state of mind. What we do reflects the manners and ethics. So, ma'am, like in generally we do by namaste, joining hands, and the is the like gesture when we are talking or greeting someone, and or touching the feet of elders and bow down in front of the elders, and it is a sign for respecting them, like a deep respect towards them. And it also considered that blessing young ones by placing your hands on their head when they are touching the feet of the elders, like they are giving them praises and blessings. And like they are like thumbs up for okay, or for appreciating someone, or uh, and wow using one hand is like okay or great. And ma'am, India usually have we usually use right hand to do everything almost, from eating to writing, and from shaking to shaking hands also. We use right hand, and we don't touch anything with your feet. We don't touch uh, foot with our feet, ma'am. It is like unmannered. Usually we say unmannered for that. And ma'am, talking about the types of non-verbal gesture, they are apart from the gestures of hands and arm, there are also other gestures mm, and there are also other gestures in non-verbal communication, like winking and rolling one's eye, and uh, tone of our voice, ma'am, facial expressions, ma'am, eye movement, eye contact with someone, and like that's it, ma'am. Posture also, ma'am. Prakriti will continue.
Mhm.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Myself, ma'am, Prakriti Pandey. I will continue with the non-verbal communication. Ma'am,
non-verbal communication is communication without the word. Ma'am, it is the process of communication through the sending and receiving the wordless message. Ma'am, different type of the non-verbal communication like gesture, posture, and ma'am, body movement and eye contact and eye movement and tone of the voice and facial expression. Ma'am, basically, non-verbal communication used for the deaf and dumb people in understanding the culture and conveying their value in the field of the psychology. Ma'am, that's enough. Thank you, ma'am.
Mhm. So this is the end, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Do the other students have any questions to the speakers? No questions. Mhm. I have a question because I'm interested in everything which is new for me, and so Indian culture is very very interesting and so unusual for me. And
Yes, ma'am.
you were speaking about handshaking as greeting people, right? And
Yes, ma'am.
so the question is it customary in your culture to shake hands with a woman?
No, ma'am, it is not. It is not
Yes,
considered.
ma'am.
We use.
We
We
usually
hold
do
our hands.
namaste.
We do
Mhm.
Yes, ma'am.
namaste, and we
yes.
bow down in front of them, and we do like that. Yes, namaste. But handshaking with
Yes, ma'am.
women is not considered
No,
good.
yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
And
it's touch
even
We
the feet
usually do joining
opposite
hands
gender.
for
and
namaste,
also,
ma'am.
ma'am, for namaste and touch the feet also.
And
Touching the
even
feet.
hugging is
You're not
also
allowed
not
to hand
considered between adults, two opposite genders.
Mhm.
But people, like us, like of same
Friends, ma'am,
gender,
of same
they
age.
can hug each other. For example,
Mhm.
if they're siblings or cousins, only they can do such things. But in public, it is not considered.
Not allowed, ma'am.
I see. Okay, and
Yes, ma'am.
here's the word which so I know that this is the namaste greeting in the
Yes, ma'am.
picture, but this is the word namaskaram. What does it mean?
This
It
is
is the
the way
same.
of greeting our guests
Yeah.
or
Hello, hi,
someone.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Instead of hello, hi.
It's respect to people, ma'am.
Others.
Guest.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Is this touching feet of elders?
Yes,
Namaskaram.
ma'am. It is also.
Yes, ma'am. It
First
is
we do
also.
namaste.
Mhm.
First we
And
do namaste,
after
and
that,
after that we touch
after
their
that we
feet.
touch the feet.
Mhm.
Also, ma'am, namaste and namaskaram are basically the exact same thing. Namaskaram is derived from Sanskrit language, and namaste is from Hindi.
Yes, ma'am.
Namaste is from
Yes,
Hindi.
ma'am.
Yes,
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 ma'am.
ma'am.
Yeah, I see. Thank you. Very
Ma'am,
interesting.
it's another word, ma'am. Pranam is like
In
is
different
also
area,
Ma'am,
different type
basically
of
Different
words are
area.
used.
different religions have different words for the same thing, ma'am.
same
Yes,
thing,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes,
I see
ma'am.
now. Yes, I get it.
Yes, ma'am.
Some
For
cultures
example,
say
in
pranam,
Tamil
some
Nadu,
say
it is
namaste.
Vanakkam, ma'am.
Okay,
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am. In
vanakkam.
Tamil Nadu, we
Yes,
say
ma'am.
Vanakkam.
Vanakkam.
thank you.
Vanakkam.
Thank you. I see. And one more question.
Yes, ma'am.
What does nodding and shaking
Ma'am,
of head mean in your
shaking the head.
culture?
Head nodding means yes, we are listening to you, and there are different types of head nodding. If we move our head left to right, then it says that no, we
Mhm.
No.
do not agree with
I
you.
see. This is the
And if
same as
we
Yes, ma'am.
for
And ma'am,
example.
up to down is ma'am is up.
Yes,
If
ma'am.
move
It
yeah,
says
yeah,
up and
yes
we
down,
are
so
or
it means
listening.
okay.
yes. It's
Mhm.
okay.
Yes,
Mhm.
Hmm.
This is the same that it means in our culture, for example. Great.
Yes, ma'am.
Mhm.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. ma'am.
how can we evaluate this presentation? I would like to listen to the students from the other subgroups, just to say some words about this presentation. What do you think?
Yes, ma'am. This is
Yes, I don't I don't hear.
Ma'am, should we start this presentation, ma'am? It is.
No. I mean,
From-
would you say some words about this presentation? What do you think? Because we were speaking about criteria, how to evaluate the presentation, and I would like you to share your opinion about this presentation. What do you think?
Ma'am, presentation was good. Students were
was
actually
good.
explaining the presentation rather than just reading the points written in the slide
Mhm.
itself. And
Also, they
I
added
think
some pictures.
a good amount of pictures have been used in it. So overall, the presentation was nice.
Can you recommend something to the speakers just to make the presentation better? That they can do it next time better? What are your recommendations?
I think, ma'am, they have written about the different signs and different body languages. So, ma'am, I think actually at least one-liner definition should be added, I think.
Mhm.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yes, very good point. Any other recommendations? Mhm. Okay, and I think that you can also give some reference to resources that you used in your presentation on the last slide. So,
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
yes.
Okay, ma'am.
Don't forget about this next time. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
so
ma'am.
thank you so much. It was very interesting, and we can move to the next presentation, which is let it be Calgary-Cambridge method.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
just a
This
minute.
presentation by the group 1, ma'am, myself, Arunachalam Ambairam, Priyadarshini, Divya, Priya, and Madhumita, ma'am. So let me start, ma'am. So it's audible.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. What is Calgary-Cambridge method? It is actually in medicine. It is the conversation and the communication between the patient and the doctor, ma'am, to get the fullest of it, ma'am. If a patient comes to the doctor when she has a problem, ma'am, so the doctor must welcome her. He must ask her politely in a way that she feels comfortable to share all the things, ma'am. And also the doctor should be able to diagnose and also give the treatment, ma'am. So actually, it is a practical integrated method, ma'am, for teaching the communication, the process of communication, how a doctor should approach the patient uh, to get all the required needs, ma'am, for treatment and cure, ma'am. So it is very important, ma'am, because it is the first time the two people are meeting ever, ma'am, and they have to create a positive vibe and positive talking, ma'am. And it has some many steps, ma'am, like we have to initiate the session, we have to gather the information, the physical examination by applying our own tests and explanation and planning. Okay, what will the problem of the patient be? And then the closing the section by giving the medicine, ma'am. And it has some providing structure, and by approaching in the way of this communication, we can create a relationship between the patient and the doctor, ma'am. And also this method is also very important because it is making better concordance and less complaints between the patients and the doctor, ma'am. Now the initiating session will have some preparation, some reasons. The gathering information will have some past history of the patient, background, and some perspective of the ma'am. These will be further explained by Priyadarshini and Madhumita, followed by Vidya, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am. Myself, Priyadarshini, and I'm going to explain about the initiating the session. Ma'am, this is the first physical encounter between the patient and the doctor. Sets the scene for the entire medical management. First impression counts. It takes a 6 second accurately identify non-verbal behavior indicative of personality traits, and once an opinion on the person is formed, it is often difficult to undo. The first few minutes of patient and a doctor interaction will determine the extent to which the patient will share information with the doctor, and offering a safe, empathic space from the very first moment of the patient encounter will reduce the potential anger and anxiety and put patient at easy, and they feel comfortable. The Calgary Cambridge Guide provides the 3 steps of initiating a session: preparing for the encounter, and establishing rapport with the patient, and identifying the reason for consultant. Only once this objective has been reached, the interview can progress to information. And now the second section is gathering the information. In this, the pre-consultant period should be used wisely. Always allow for a couple of minutes between patient and a doctor to end the earlier consultation, and get into a neutral mindset before the onset of following appointment. If there are any loose ends of the from the earlier appointment, make a list of there, and reveal the documentation in a place where the last time patient can attend, and take a moment for identifying any stress or negative emotion within the patient. And after that, uh, uh, deal with it before starting the next patient. Any distraction of the mind can have a negative effect on the performance. And prepare by working an area physically. Pay attention to comfort and neatness, and mostly important to safety. Remove any potential objects or dangerous object. And in case of circulating pandemic, also pay attention of chairs, taps, pens. Ma'am, afterwards, this is the information about gathering, and afterwards Divyashri will continue, ma'am.
Ma'am, and providing structure. Providing structure is basically known as when a doctor takes the history of a patient, he'll approximately do a structure of the history, ma'am. He'll have to take up the timings, and he'll have to take up the events properly, on which time or which date and how many days the patient had the issue, and he'll have to have the sequence in which the onset of the disease or this illness, and severity, and every point he'll have to take a proper sequence, ma'am. And when they talk about the illness or the issues of the patient, he'll have to use transitional statements like, if the patient comes with a complaint, for example, he comes with a complaint fever, then if he says the symptoms of the fever, the doctor's work is to be, he should ask the related symptoms of fever, like we'll have to ask him if he has headache, or if he gets headache only when he has fever, or the fever comes at only at night or at the daytime, and when does he get headache, or is affected by diarrhea when he has fever, and how many days that fever is there. We'll have to ask him some related questions related to fever, ma'am. And at every time, at every specific time, we'll have to summarize him what we have taken notes from what he has said. If he says symptoms about basically fever, we'll have to take up notes, and we'll have to shortly explain him about what we have took notes, and we'll have to explain him with the words in which he can understand properly, ma'am. And when it goes to building a relationship, this is the most important thing between a patient and a doctor, ma'am. They'll have to build up a good relationship in which patient can freely tell him whatever he feels. He can also, we should be free that the patient talks about his physical illness and also his mental illness, ma'am. we'll have to not only talk in words, or will not only give us words, ma'am. We'll do non-verbal gestures also, which makes them more comfortable. We'll have to take notes without interfering. If they are talking about something, we shouldn't interrupt them. If we interrupt them, they get distracted, or they will not be able to tell what they started to tell completely, ma'am.
Sorry to interrupt you. Unfortunately, so we have less than 1 minute. I think we can stop now, and we'll continue in 10 minutes, and we'll start with this very slide, and you'll be able to continue after the break, okay? Okay, thank you. So 10-minute break.